Welcome to Deluxe. We take a look at timeless classics, the world's most luxurious brands and beautiful people who stand the test of time. From Cartier diamonds to Audrey Hepburn, from James Bond to fast and classy cars, we explore ageless elegance. The Prince of Wales once famously called French jewellery house Cartier jewellers to kings, king of jewellers. And there is no better symbol of timeless luxury than a diamond by Cartier. Louis-François Cartier took over an existing jewellery workshop in Paris in 1847. But it was his gifted grandsons Louis, Pierre and Jacques who established the worldwide brand of Cartier. Innovations with various styles including Art Deco, Garland and Tutti Frutti has made Cartier's influence on the development of 20th century jewellery unparalleled. Louis Cartier is best known for his timepieces. He designed the first wristwatch to assist an aviator friend. And an example of his famous mystery clocks was recently on display in Moscow. Cartier can claim all the most important innovations and achievements which belong to the jewellery art of the 20th century. Many of the watches, tiaras and necklaces on display are from private collections. Among the treasures are crocodile and snake necklaces, specially ordered by the Mexican actress Maria Felix.
She came to the 13 Rue de la Paix boutique with a box, and in there were two living small crocodiles. And she asked for the director of the boutique, and she said, "Okay, this is what I want in jewelry very quickly. Could you please make those two crocodiles for me as a necklace?"
The centrepiece of the exhibition can be seen here more closely in a jewellery store in Paris. We are presenting today this necklace created by Cartier in 1926 that we created for the Maharaja of Patiala. That is an exceptional necklace since it is a parure for men, very imposing and sizable. It is probably one of the biggest jewellery necklaces that has ever been made. Many of the original 2,900 diamonds were missing when the necklace was found in 1998, and Cartier plans a full restoration. Modern diamonds were on display in Los Angeles recently when Cartier launched its annual Love Day celebration with a love charity bracelet designed by 9 chosen ambassadors. 10% of sales go to the partnered organisations, and actor Hilary Duff chose a charity that helps meet the nutritional needs of children.
My bracelet is a deep plum color, and my charity is called Blessings in a Backpack. And it's nice to be involved.
Once the wartime rationing was lifted from Europe after the ravages of the Second World War, fashion houses bloomed into an age of elegance and opulence. This exhibition at London's Victoria and Albert Museum features over 100 gowns by Christian Dior, Christobel Balenciaga and Worth London, as well as many others. The exhibition concentrates on the so-called Golden Age of Couture between 1947 and 1957, when the combination of unrestrained style and craftsmanship turned these couturiers into world-famous names.
I think the secret of Dior's success in the post-war period was that he was very familiar with the fashion industry. He'd worked for other major fashion houses before, Piaget and Lelong. So when he launched his new house in 1947, he knew exactly what he was doing. He was also very aware that everybody was fed up with wartime fashions, and so he created what Carmel Snow nicknamed the New Look. And this was a tremendously romantic look that appealed to women all over the world.
There are several pieces on display by London-based couturiers such as Norman Hartnell and Hardy Amies.
What was very interesting about London couture in the 1950s, as opposed to Parisian couture, was that the London designers focused on practical, wearable designs. tailoring was a great speciality. In fact, the tailors were so skilled in London that the Parisians sent their tailors over to see how it was done.
60 years after the launch of Dior's new look couture house, the market for haute couture is certainly much smaller. Still today, designers including British couturier John Galliano for Christian Dior continue to produce exquisitely detailed pieces, keeping the traditional skills of the couturier alive for a more modern clientele. Perhaps no one personifies elegance and timeless beauty more than the film star Audrey Hepburn. Born to an English father and a Dutch mother who was a former baroness, Hepburn has won Academy, Grammy, Emmy and Tony Awards for her stage and screen work. She also received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her charity work. Hepburn is often considered to be one of the most beautiful women of all time. In the 1950s, she was not only one of the biggest film stars, but her elfin appearance and sense of chic was very influential in fashion at the time. Recently, the dress that Hepburn wore in one of her most famous roles as Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's came up for auction. Hepburn said she found playing the eccentric Manhattan socialite hard, as she was an introvert and Holly Golightly an extrovert. The distinctive black dress perfectly suited the gamin figure of Hepburn and became a silhouette much admired and copied.
It was made for her by Hubert de Givenchy. It's one of 3 known to still exist, and we're very, very, very lucky to have it. And it's being sold for charity, which is the City of Joy Aid, which helps orphans and the homeless in India.
Hepburn died in 1993, but through the purchase of this special dress, admirers can buy a tiny piece of a legend. Coming up, timeless luxury on the runway in haute couture classics. Coco Chanel and Christian Dior are towering figures of 20th century fashion, and the timeless luxury that they created influenced all modern designers. One of the most glamorous women of her time, Chanel was born in a poorhouse. She opened her first shop in Paris in 1913 and became so influential, she was named in Time magazine's 100 most influential people of the 20th century. German designer Karl Lagerfeld has designed for Chanel since 1983, and his designs continue the pursuit of expensive simplicity that Coco began decades earlier. At his most recent show, Lagerfeld outlined his particular attitude to the design of luxury. Chanel tweed is all hand-woven on small looms and it's very, very expensive. But I like the idea to treat something that expensive like something inexpensive, like jeans, because I never use the word cheap, and to have an attitude with luxury as if luxury was not expensive. Lagerfeld's latest project has been to commission 20 leading contemporary artists to create works of art based on Chanel's iconic quilted handbag.